We are talking with a real estate entrepreneur who has his fingers in many different pies. He's an owner, landlord. He has an Airbnb. He does flips. He does wholesales. He does listings. He's a broker. He is all over the place. He runs a team. So I got to ask, Omar, are
Yeah.
you nervous about the rest of 2023 and what 2024 might bring? A nasty recession, a collapse in transactions or prices? Or are you excited for what's coming because you know the opportunity will be bigger as more people bail out? What's going on in your business? What's going on in your heart?
That's a good question. I feel that, obviously, this is just my opinion. I feel that the next 5 months, the rest of the year, you probably have to do so much work the next 5 months to like set yourself up for what's to come in 2024 because we don't know. I feel like if there's going to be a slowdown, that quarter one of 2024 might be like retarded, or it could all of a sudden be great if they end up lowering the rates, which they're already raising it one more time, right? I think in November, or September or something like that, right? Because they just raised it again. So if they raise it again before the end of the year, no one's going to be able to afford shit.
Yeah.
But people still buy, people still sell. You just have to really figure out like who your market's going to be. If it's obviously sellers, the inventory aspect of it, because inventory is low, but you have to get good price properties. You have to come out with great, with great houses that are right in the median. But I'm kind of, I'm not going to say I'm nervous about it, but I am concerned about that Q1 of 2024. I am.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot to be concerned about. If you run a big business and you're responsible for other people, right? You have employees or team members.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at a situation where, I mean, look at your market, right? Before we started, you're like, dude, Michael, I got less than 800 properties listed. It's crazy. I mean, how can we, how can an average agent and team make a living doing that? And if rates go up from here and we hit the slow season and inventory, maybe inventory increases, but that's because nobody can buy, right? Afford anything, like you said. I mean, you could really scare yourself. But if you kind of put a lens on this, it's like, all right, now it's time to work because a
Yeah.
lot of people are going to be, out of the business and Starbucks baristas pretty soon. Um, Sometimes it's about surviving, right? I think there's a statement in commercial about survive to 25. I think
Oh, I like
having,
that.
yeah, survive to 25, right? So if you can hunker down and just keep moving forward, we will get through this and it could be pretty good after that.
You know what, Michael? That leads me to something else. And this is perfect because I've been doing a lot of inventory on the portfolio and figuring out what's not performing, what is. And honestly, what you just said, survive to 25, I'm making some decisions of like some of our properties that are sitting there, like the cash flow's 300-400 bucks, but I have 200K in equity. It's like, if I sell this thing, granted, we're not in that market to sell. You want to keep everything, right? But you also don't want to keep everything if you don't have the ability to withstand. Okay.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
if that 200,000 is going to be like, think about this. If I told you, Michael, you have $250,000 in a property, but you're making, let's just call it $6,000 a year. 250,000, $6,000 a year. You mean to tell me that with that $250,000 in your pocket, can you not make more than 6K in cash flow versus leaving 250? I mean, you can literally double that 250 in 18 months. And that's something that I've been thinking about, and I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Because then now you have money to deploy if you choose to. If not, you wait till Q1 of 2024 and you buy a shitload more property.
Yeah, there's
I
there's
mean,
a
I don't know.
lot.
I don't know.
No, there's a lot in this. I mean, there are times where taking chips off the table is the right idea. Um, if you're in an environment where all your cash is out and you're like, I mean, just a perfect example. I make fun of him. I call him billionaire Barry. Barry Sternlicht from Starwood. He's a billionaire, for heaven's sakes. Billionaire. What did he
Okay.
do recently? He sold 1,900 homes to Invitation Homes. Why did he do
Yeah.
that? He sold 1,900 homes to Invitation Homes because Invitation Homes gave him $450 million in cash. Billionaire Barry might be a billionaire on its balance sheet, but he is very illiquid. So billionaire Barry got $450 million in cash to
450
insulate
million.
himself
Okay.
so he can decide which stuff to keep and which stuff to let go. Billionaires are not immune. If you're illiquid and you have no cash, you're not in control. So this is about surviving to 25. And if it's good enough for billionaire Barry to sell some homes, it might be good enough for some of us as well.
Yeah, Michael. Yeah, that literally, I'm glad that we're having this conversation. This wasn't planned. This was just something that we just decided to talk about. And literally, just the math, $448,000 a home. That's what he got for those 1,900 houses, which is absolutely insane. That's great because now it makes me think like, all right, I need to get to $1 million bucks. No, 1,500,000, 1,600,000. Comfortness in liquid, and then still have my cash flow and sell the crappy ones and keep the
Yeah.
nice ones. But yeah, I mean, I have to, like, this is not even a have to thing. It's like, could I get through it? Yeah, no problem. We got the income coming in. We got the real estate resale side of it, right? But like you just said, survive to 25. Now we're sitting at a year and a half of of a
It just
nut that I don't have to
it
cover.
takes the pressure off, right? It
Yeah.
takes the pressure off. It's like no problem. 2024 overhead done, right? I have nothing to worry about. We can stumble and be okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, and that's something that we're doing, and you know, um, yeah, it's like an immediate thing. That or refinance, pull out some money from your properties, but which is good too.
Yeah, but then cash flow
Like,
goes down and all these other
and
things.
yeah, and then if they don't pay, and then you have to charge way higher rent to
Yeah.
cover, you know, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty, but the one thing that you need to be certain on is betting on yourself to make sure that you
Yes.
get through this process.
Yeah, remember folks from episode number 2 today, you only have to do that much more to be in the 1%. I think it's Alex Hormozy that said it's easy to stand out today. Just do that a little bit more. Omar is doing a little bit more. He now is going to survive to 25 without question. Omar, how can people find you? Join your team? Do a deal together? What's going on?
Guys, follow me on IG at Invest with Omar. A bunch of cool stuff's out there. So just DM me or shoot me a text.
There you go, buddy. Thanks again.
You're welcome. Thanks, Michael.